Hi, my name is Maria Schreiber, and my Stackathon project is for better feedback on pairing. So the current state of things is this. You may recognize this. Hopefully you do recognize it and you've used it before. So currently you can just select great, okay, could be better, write a comment if you like, and select if you want to talk to someone about this pairing. For me, this is problematic because, first of all, I couldn't tell if I'd filled it out or not, and often I would forget if I'd filled one out because I try to do them at the end of the week, but then maybe I'd filled it out earlier. And then also the information supposedly goes to some algorithm, which I suspect is maybe just an Excel sheet with who knows. And then the biggest problem is that the information from that is not passed on to the people who could actually benefit from it, namely the partners. So I decided not to mess with the algorithm thing since I have no idea how that's currently working, and I wanted to just have the data persist for a certain amount of time, probably until the end of the week, and then it would be refreshed. And then most importantly, I was hoping that the feedback would eventually actually get to partners. So this is my kind of janky wireframe, and you can see that you can toggle between weeks. On the left side of the screen is a visualization called a radar chart that I made using D3, so it's kind of backwards. I copied and pasted it into my wireframe after making it. But the 5 points are too small to be seen right now, but they're 5 characteristics. You might remember I polled you about characteristics that are important for partners. So they ended up being general communication skills, open to new ideas, organized, independent, and just pleasant to work with, which I called plays nice. On the right side of the screen, there are comments, and you can see they can be anonymous or have your name on them, and they're separated into strengths or areas for improvement. So this is the way that it looks right now. The top nav bar is just a nav bar between the different views. I thought it would also be great to have us actually reflect even just for 5 minutes rather than just getting feedback from other people. So you rate yourself on how you thought you did over the week. I learned Firebase. And then right now, this is hooked up to a Firebase database that right now just has some hard-coded feedback that I kind of semi-randomly generated. But if we submit this, then we get an alert that says, thank you for submitting your reflection. It has been received. You may edit it until Sunday, 11:59. And then hopefully it goes to the database. I just need to refresh this, I think. So that's the feedback, and here's the information that I just submitted. And it's basically the same thing for the partner view with some additional radio buttons for if you want to submit that feedback anonymously or not. And if we go back to that view, this stuff is stored in the database so that it continues to be rendered up here. And then most importantly, the visualization. So this is just completely randomly generated comments and data. So probably we'd actually have higher ratings because I think we're all really nice. But you can see we can toggle between the different weeks or Gray Shopper. And in here you can look at the different areas for improvement. The summary averages all of that together, and you can see all of the comments. Eventually, I wanted to separate the comments out by the date so you could tell when those comments came in. So some issues that I ran into were that I finally had to actually learn how to use CSS. I learned how to use Firebase a little bit, but I was still a lot to learn on that. I also had some issues integrating D3 and React. You saw that in the final visualization actually ended up being bar charts rather than the radar chart, which I was able to do just in D3, but getting that into the React component proved difficult. So I ended up just using some pre-existing libraries for that. Finally, the data should actually not be upgraded instantaneously for anonymity's sake. And I'm not sure if we would actually want to implement this because I feel like we already think we have a lot to do, so having one other thing might be stressful, and also rating one another might not feel really great. But who knows, there might be components of this that Fullstack would like to use, so I hope at the very least we find a way that partners get feedback from their partners. Thank you.